Long ago, in the quiet village of Umuaka, there lived an old woman called Mama Nkem. Her hut stood at the edge of the forest, where the wind always whispered secrets to the trees. Everyone knew Mama Nkem for her kindness. She had little, yet she shared the little she had. When farmers passed by her hut, she offered them water. When the hunters returned from the forest, she roasted yam for them. One hot afternoon, Mama Nkem was returning from her farm when she heard a weak cry. It was coming from a bush path near the stream. She followed the sound and found a tiny tortoise trapped under a fallen branch. Its shell was cracked slightly, and it looked close to death. "Oh, you poor thing," she whispered, gently lifting the branch and carrying the tortoise home. For 3 days, she cared for it, feeding it leaves and water. On the 4th day, the tortoise spoke. "Mama Nkem," it said, "you have shown kindness to one you did not know. The world is watching you. Because of your good heart, I will reward you." Before Mama Nkem could speak, the tortoise turned into a tall, shining spirit. The spirit handed her a small calabash carved with strange symbols. "Each time you open this calabash, say the words, 'Comfort Plenty,' and it will provide all you need. But remember, only open it when you truly need it. Greed will destroy what it gives." Before she could thank the spirit, it vanished into the air. That night, Mama Nkem tested the calabash. She placed it on her mat and said, "Comfort Plenty." Instantly, her hut filled with food, pounded yam, soup, roasted plantain, and even smoked fish. She clapped her hands in joy and gave thanks to the spirit. For months, Mama Nkem lived in peace. She used the calabash only when necessary. She fed hungry travelers, helped widows, and shared with orphans. Her name became a blessing on people's lips. But word soon spread beyond the village. One day, her son Chijioke came from the city. He had left years ago, chasing wealth and comfort. He arrived in a shiny car, wearing fine clothes and dark glasses. When he saw his mother's small hut, he frowned. "Mama, you still live like this? In this mud house? You deserve better," he said. Mama Nkem smiled. "My son, I have all I need." But when she showed him the calabash, Chijioke's eyes widened. He watched as she opened it and food filled the room. His mind began to spin like a whirlwind. "So, this is how you live? Mama, you could be rich. We could take this calabash to the city and open a restaurant. People will pay to see this magic. We will be famous." Mama Nkem shook her head. "My son," the spirit warned me. "It is not for greed. It is for need." But Chijioke's heart was already poisoned by the sweet taste of greed. That night, while his mother slept, he stole the calabash and drove back to the city. When he reached his house, he locked the doors and said with excitement, "Comfort Plenty." Food burst out of the calabash, meat, fruits, and gold coins filled the floor. He laughed in delight. "Comfort Plenty," he said again and again. But each time he spoke, the things that came grew larger and heavier. Soon, the house began to shake. Gold poured like rain. The food piled up to the ceiling. The air became thick with smoke. "Stop," he shouted, but it was too late. The calabash glowed red, cracked open, and exploded with a roar. When the dust settled, everything inside the house, money, food, and furniture, had turned to sand. Chijioke fell to his knees in shock. He gathered the sand in his hands and wept. For days he wandered the streets, begging for food. The neighbors mocked him, saying he had gone mad. When Mama Nkem heard the news, she traveled to the city. She found her son weak and broken. He knelt before her, crying, "Mama, forgive me. I did not listen." Mama Nkem held him close. "My son, greed blinds the eyes of the wise. The calabash gave plenty, but your heart wanted more." She took him back to the village, where he began to farm and live humbly. Years later, Chijioke became known as the man who taught the children of Umuaka about contentment. And whenever they asked about the Calabash of Plenty, he would smile and say, "Riches come and go, but a good heart stays forever."